G'day legends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm running you through a new bit of gear that we've recently added to our caravan setup, which has really stepped up our off-grid game. We have a pretty basic off-grid system in our caravan. We've got two iTechworld 105 amp lithium batteries with a non-lithium compatible charging system, and we've got 300 watts of fixed solar panels on the roof and a 3000 watt standalone inverter. That is pretty well it. So we really do start to struggle to recover our usage during the day, especially through these winter months where the sun is sitting really low in the sky, there's less hours in the day and a few clouds come around. So this new bit of gear, I reached out to iTechworld and got myself a 200 watt Raptor skin solar blanket. I've been using this now for a couple of weeks and absolutely love it. It's really upped this game for us. So today I'm going to run you through exactly what this is capable of doing. I'm going to show you with everything off in the caravan. We're just going to pump as many amps into the caravan batteries as we can for charging. I'm going to show you the difference between just laying it flat on the ground out in the sun versus actually angling it to the sun, because there is a big difference. And then we'll also throw some things on in the van, like our Starlink off of our inverter, my laptop, etc. I'm going to hopefully try and find the line in the sand as to where I am negative, using more than what's coming in, versus I'm still charging even though I've got things running in the van. So let's get into it. We'll go over to the other side of the van and we'll put this to the test. It looks like I've got about a 5-minute gap in the clouds to really put this to the test. So I wanted to show you up top here, I've got 300 watts of panels. They are currently unobstructed. The sun is that way, so they are copying direct, or not direct sunlight, they are copying full sunlight. But the problem is fixed panels lay flat. Solar works best when it is hitting the panels at a 90-degree angle straight onto the panels, which is why they are not very efficient through the winter months, because the sun sits lower in the sky. Through summer, go straight over the top. I'll get 26 amps out of these, but through winter I'll be lucky to get 15. So that's where this solar blanket comes into play. So I've got a Anderson plug down here that is directly connected to my battery management system inside, so I can hook up an unregulated panel or blanket to that Anderson plug, and then the battery management system inside will do all the work for me. Glorious sunshine. All right, let's hurry up and get using this. So with the iTechworld blanket, it comes with a nice big pocket on the back. In this pocket comes a 5-meter long lead with Anderson plugs, the solar regulator, which, like I said, I won't be using today, but if you're going to connect it straight to batteries, you will need to plug that in to convert it from the 22 volts ish these panels create down to the 12 volts. So if you connect it straight to batteries, they've also provided alligator clamps with an Anderson plug as well. Instructions are in there. Probably don't need to worry about them right now. The other cool feature with this blanket is it does have the legs that fold out as well, so I can really angle it towards the sun and try and harness as much as I can. So while I'm waiting for that sun to pop out from behind this big cloud, it is meant to clear up. We've had some unseasonal rain here in North Queensland over the last week. This is the first day we've seen the sun. Anyway, I'll open up my app for my shunt. So my inverter hangs directly off of the batteries, so my onboard battery management system in the van doesn't actually see anything that hangs off of the inverter, where my shunt sees everything. So when we're plugging in the solar blanket, we'll see the difference between what's going on with just the panels on the roof versus when we add the blanket. As I turn things on, like our Starlink and our laptop, in a little while, it's this that will see it all. So I'll share this up here and let's see what we're looking at. We are currently at 82%. With the cloud rolling in right now, the panels on the roof are only pulling in 2.8 amps, and we're down 40.6 amps. So that's what we're trying to recover. With 2.8 amps coming in, that's going to take us a while. You know what, while we wait for this, how about we set this panel up? I'll leave this running, and we'll see what the blanket does even in the shade like this. Easy as that. So I've got the other end of the lead, still got 3 amps coming in, shaded by that big cloud. There you go. This panel alone, oh, even in the shade, has brought in an extra 2.5 to 3 amps. That's pretty cool. We'll just get a little bit of sun coming through in a second, and then we'll go back to being covered, and then we should hopefully get a bit of a gap and we can do some testing. And hopefully we'll see maybe even more than 20 amps coming out of this. Well, not this blanket alone, but my system. Alright, there you go. The sun is just moving out of that cloud now, and you can watch this start climbing. So 12.8, 13, 15, 18, 20, 22, 23, there you go, 23.5 amps is total between our 200 watt blanket and what's on the roof, my 300 watts. Now let's see the difference. So 23.3, 15.3, there you go, 8 amps. This panel is generating 8 amps. But I reckon that it might even be pumping out more. I think I've just hit my maximum of my battery management system. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So now at 23 amps coming in, it'll take me less than 2 hours if that sun stayed out to recover our used capacity and top our batteries back to 100%. But while I've got 5 minutes, let's turn a couple of things on and see what it does. I'll leave this running so you can see there's no trickery going on. I will go inside and turn on my inverter, which will automatically power up my Starlink and start charging my laptop because they are both currently on and connected. It will take a second for the Starlink to settle. Right, there you go. So now I should start pulling a few amps through that inverter. So we should drop and not be getting quite as much in the batteries. There you go, it's already dropping 16.6, 16.6. Sun's still out. Oh yeah, this is good testing. Alright, what have we got? 17.5 coming in. We'll let that stabilize for a second. Alright, so there you go. I reckon the Starlink's up and running properly now. So with Starlink running off the inverter's power usage in itself and my laptop, we're still in positive 17 amps. So let's pull this panel. Straight away down to 7.8. 8 amps. So there's like 9 amps coming out of this panel. There you go, back up to 16. Yeah, I reckon this panel must be producing pretty well a constant 8 amps. With Starlink bounces around a bit, I don't know if you noticed that, and my laptop running, but we're still in the positive 16 amps, so I'll still be recovering in just over 2.5 hours, even while I get some work done, which is why this has been a huge game changer for us, because I was always running in the negative or not really being able to charge. Okay, look at that, clear blue sky now. Normally I'd only be charging at 6 amps and I wouldn't recover very quickly at all over the day if I did recover. It's unreal. I love this thing. So what I'll do is I'm just going to go get some work done. You can see that dropping off as I put a bit of shade on it. I'm going to leave this and just recover as much as I can over the next couple of hours. I'm going to go get some work done, and then let's come back in the afternoon when the sun is setting over here, and we'll try and capture some last amps out of the day before that sun disappears. Alright guys, it is now 3:30 in the afternoon. The sun is sitting much lower in the sky and I have turned the panels around. recording this up there for you. We've recovered a little bit. We've got 91% now, but I have been working on my laptop with Starlink running off of the inverter for the last few hours since I last spoke to you. So I've not been able to pump everything into the batteries. I've been using a chunk as well. I've now turned Starlink off, so it's just my laptop rendering, so it's chewing the power, but as you can see, we've still got 6.8 amps coming in. So let's see how much of that this panel is doing. So we'll pull it. We've now dropped to -2. So that's huge. That puts me in the negative now. We're actually using more power than what's coming in. So I put this back in, -2, up to 6, almost 7. So this panel is providing 8 to 9 amps still. Late in the afternoon, we're up there, it wouldn't be doing too much at all. But let's go a little bit further with this testing, and I'll show you the difference between laying it flat and actually angling it to the sun. So we've still got 7 amps coming in. Let's drop this. And we are now down at 1.3 amps. 0 amps, negative. So we've just lost nearly all of that. Well, there you have it. That solar blanket has been a huge help in keeping us off grid, to be able to still be charging over 10 amps while I'm running the laptop and Starlink during the day. Even with clouds running, we still recovered up to over 90%. Has been a huge help for us. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Head over to their website, check out all their gear. Like I said, I highly rate it. I've been using their batteries now for a couple of years. Lithium batteries on a non-lithium charging system. Really stepped it up for us. So yeah, we really rate their gear. Head on over, check them out, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.